Welcome back. Last week, I shared my first impressions of Tesla FSD version 14.1.3. I originally planned to gather at least 10 days of testing and data before making this video, but I just received version 14.1.4. So today, I'll share all the data I collected with 14.1.3 and show you plenty of very interesting footage before moving on to the next update. Let's start with the numbers, because they are truly impressive. Even though my sample size with 14.1.3 is smaller, the stats are clearly much better. I only had to take control twice over 8 hours of driving. This was at the very beginning because of all the hesitation. I took control out of precaution. Overall, this version looks very, very promising. Unfortunately, FSD has been disabled for the past 24 hours without any clear explanation. As you can see here, the FSD button turned gray instead of blue, meaning no engagement was possible. Even after restarting the car, the problem persisted. Hopefully the upcoming update to 14.1.4 will clear this issue. Now let's talk about something new, the updated speed profiles. We now have two additional options, Sloth and Mad Max, added to the existing Chill, Standard, and Furry modes. I compared Sloth, Chill, and Standard in different driving conditions. Furry and Mad Max are way too aggressive for my taste. The first test I did was on a highway with speed limit at 55 miles per hour. In Standard mode, the car is going at 66 miles per hour when my max speed is plus 5 miles per hour. So 60 miles per hour, and my offset is plus 10%, so 61 miles per hour. When I switch from Standard to Chill, the speed dropped by a couple mph. You can see also that the speed limit was adjusted to 45 miles per hour, even if there is no sign on the road as it was black out, showing that the cars still rely on Google Map instead of its cameras. But even if the speed limit on the screen decreased to 45 miles per hour, FSD continues to drive at the same speed, maybe relying on the speed detected by the cameras. Then when I switch from Chill to Sloth, the speed drops immediately to the max speed on the screen. When moving from Sloth to Chill, FSD will increase speed by 2 miles per hour. You can see also the nice anticipation of the lane closure. And switching back to Standard, the speed is increasing progressively to 68 miles per hour. And then back to Chill has no impact. I didn't try Mad Max here, because I tried it once on a 55 miles per hour road and it was accelerating over 70. This was not safe, so I'll never use this mode again. Standard is fine for me most of the time, and I use Sloth or Chill in Work Zone where extra caution is needed. Here is another test which actually worked very well, on a road with speed limit at 45 miles per hour. I start with Standard mode increasing progressively to 52 miles per hour. Then Chill mode is decreasing the speed to 47 miles per hour, so 2 miles per hour above limit. And Sloth will decrease speed to the limit 45 miles per hour. Switching back to Chill will increase speed to 47 miles per hour, and back to Standard will increase to 52 miles per hour. This is much more coherent than the previous test. As mentioned before, FSD 14 is now relying much more on environmental data instead of map data. This is likely the biggest step toward unsupervised driving we've seen so far. Here are a few examples. FSD smoothly moved right to let a truck merge, very polite. In another clip, when a car was merging, FSD subtly shifted within the lane to give more space. It even detected a parked car on the shoulder at night, completely unlit before I did. And it neatly avoided a fallen branch on the road. That said, I also noticed a few false positives, sometimes avoiding obstacles that weren't really there. Another nice fix: the system now correctly recognizes closed lanes at my local park entrance. In older versions, it used to pick the closed right lane. Now it automatically selects the open one on the left. Much better. A big addition in this release is the Park at Destination feature. This was the missing piece for true door-to-door autonomy. As you'll see in this clip, FSD navigates through a supermarket parking lot and parks neatly near the entrance. Before, it would simply stop in front of the store. It doesn't work everywhere yet. For example, at my workplace it wants to park on visitor parking spots, but it's still a major step forward. Eventually, I imagine FSD will be able to drop you off at the entrance, park itself, and then come pick you up when you're done shopping. That'll be the true dream. Now, while the update brought many improvements, it also introduced a lot of hesitation, the main drawback so far. But that's expected. As Elon Musk mentioned, most users will likely jump straight to version 14.2. Version 14.1.3 still feels like an experimental phase. Here are a few examples. In this clip, FSD planned to turn too early, then corrected itself with an odd maneuver. In another, it entered a turn lane and then came back out, quite dangerous. At times, it switched lanes without reason, moving right, then left, and back again. Even at red lights, it hesitated, accelerating, then braking suddenly before moving forward again. Another recurring issue: speed limit detection. For example, the sign clearly says 65 miles per hour, but the screen still shows 55. That's not new, but still frustrating. Also, FSD 14 seems reluctant to turn right on red arrows, even when perfectly safe. In those moments, I had to tap the accelerator to get moving. It also activates turn signals way too early, sometimes more than 15 seconds before a turn, and even inside roundabouts, which confuses other drivers. This was not the case before. Here is an example of FSD moving switching lanes several times within a few minutes, going from the left lane to the middle, avoiding nicely a car that was merging in the middle lane. Then it merges on the right lane to finally merge back on the left lane. You can notice also that the turn indicator was activated far too early as well. Overall, even if these situations of hesitation are annoying, we still have the possibility to press the accelerator pedal and have the car moving without disengaging FSD. This is a very nice feature. And finally, a quick note about the automatic windshield camera cleaning. It works, but maybe a little too often. I looked at the camera before and after a cleaning cycle, and honestly, there is no difference. That's it for this version. I'll be back very soon with version 14.1.4 to see what's improved, if I can manage to get FSD working again, of course. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching Tesla FSD Daily.